After studying this module, you shall be able to know about the assumptions and principles of transition state theory, understand thermodynamic treatment of transition state theory, derive the rate constant as per transition state theory, and compare the transition state theory with Arrhenius equation. In our previous modules, we did study the relationship between rate constant and temperature via Arrhenius equation, which is given as K equals to A into e to the power minus EA by RT, where K refers to the rate constant, A is pre-exponential factor, EA is the activation energy, R is the gas constant and T is the temperature. We also studied the expression for rate constant using collision theory, where we found that the rate constant is expressed in the following manner: K equals to P into Na into sigma into under root 8 kT upon pi mu into e to the power minus E naught by RT, where sigma is the collision diameter, E naught is the energy barrier, and the under root term refers to the average velocity of the molecule, and P refers to the steric factor. The major drawback of collision theory is the difficulty in calculating the steric factor from molecular geometry for complex molecules. So, in this module, we will discuss another important theory for determination of rate constant, that is transition state theory. Now, let us discuss transition state theory. Transition state theory is popularly referred to as activated complex theory or theory of absolute reaction rate. This theory was developed in 1935 and is an attempt to express rate constant in terms of a model of sequences or episodes that take place during the reaction. This theory is applicable essentially to gaseous reactions, and the advantage of transition state approach is that the quantity corresponding to steric factor appears automatically in the rate constant expression, which was a drawback in collision theory. The transition state theory depicts the formation of transition state complex, which is also sometimes referred to as activated complex, which is formed from the reaction between reactants A and B, as shown, A plus B giving transition state complex, which in turn gives the products. So that we can say that this is a preceding step for the formation of products. Now, we will be using this terminology transition state complex throughout the discussion. So, it becomes important over here to understand and distinguish the two terms transition state complex and activated complex, as they have different molecular interpretation. Activated complex refers to the aggregate of atoms formed from the reactants, which are assumed to be ordinary molecules. Transition state is the specific configuration of those atoms that lead to the formation of desired products. Though we use both these terms interchangeably for the same event, but transition state is a more appropriate term in context of this theory. Let us now look at the main features of transition state theory. It is assumed that a transition state complex is in equilibrium with the reactants, and that the rate at which the transition state complex decomposes to product, which is a slowed rate determining step, depends on the rate at which it passes through the transition state. The major assumptions of this theory are: collisions are responsible for a chemical reaction, and it is important to know that this equilibrium is not the conventional equilibrium that we talk about. Thirdly, the reaction coordinate describing the conversion of transition state complex to product can be mapped onto a single degree of freedom of transition state complex. If product formation involves breaking of a bond, let us say for a diatomic molecule, then the vibrational degree of freedom corresponding to bond stretching is taken as reaction coordinate. Now let us now assume the following bimolecular reaction, A plus B giving transition state complex, which gives products. The equilibrium constant for this reaction is as follows: K is equals to concentration of transition state complex upon product of the reactants, and the rate as per transition state theory depends on two factors. Firstly, concentration of the transition state complex, and secondly, the frequency of decomposition of activated complex. So rate becomes frequency into concentration of activated complex. Now if we consider the equation for equilibrium constant and we rearrange that to obtain the concentration of the activated complex, we get K into concentration of A into concentration of B. Now if we substitute the concentration for activated complex so obtained using the equilibrium constant equation, we get the rate as frequency into K into concentration A into concentration B, or simply we can write the equation as R equals to K into A into B as shown. Now in order to derive the expression for rate constant, there are two different approaches under transition state theory. One is the classical thermodynamic approach and the second is statistical thermodynamic approach. In this module, we will take up the classical thermodynamic approach first, and the statistical thermodynamic approach will be taken up in the next module. Thermodynamic treatment of transition state theory. Let us consider a reaction as shown. Bromine with hydrogen molecule. So there is a bond between two hydrogen atoms, and the transition state complex is shown in the following manner: bromine attached to hydrogen, which is further attached to hydrogen, and this gives the product as bromine reacting with hydrogen molecule where there is a single bond between two hydrogen atoms. Now this gives the transition state complex as bromine attached to hydrogen, which is further attached to hydrogen. This transition state complex gives the product as a bond formation between hydrogen and bromine and a hydrogen atom. This reaction proceeds through a transition state which has higher energy than that of the reactants and products, and this reaction sequence is shown in the where on the y axis we have potential energy and on the x axis we have reaction coordinate. Now very firstly, one can notice that the collision between bromine and hydrogen can occur in two possible ways. That is, one is sideways collision and the other is head-on collision as shown in the figure. Now the side-on collision is represented by curve A and the head-on collision is represented by curve B, and one can see that the transition state for side-on collision is lower in energy in comparison to head-on collision. In order to understand this graphical plot of potential energy as a function of reaction coordinate, it is important to note that the collision between bromine and hydrogen can occur in two ways as shown. Now in the potential energy plot, curve A corresponds to the way of collision as shown in the figure 1, and curve B gives the potential energy plot for the collision shown in figure 2. The transition state theory predicts the formation of a transition state complex as represented for this reaction as bromine attached to hydrogen, which is attached to hydrogen. It is important to note over here that this transition state complex is not an intermediate compound. It is a molecule in the process of breaking or forming bonds. This transition state complex is not stable and is present at maximum in the potential energy curve as shown. This maximum point of the curve corresponding to the transition state complex is called the saddle point. Further, one needs to know that this bond breaking is an energy demanding process and the bond making is an energy releasing process. The net energy requirement for the formation of transition state complex and the decomposition of this complex to products must be available through translational or vibrational energy of the reactants. Now, having a brief introduction to how things occur at the molecular level, now let us go back to the rate constant equation. For the equation as discussed, A plus B giving transition state complex which gives the products, we expressed the rate as frequency into K into concentration A into concentration B. Now, since the transition state complex is in a process of decomposition, one of its vibrational degree of freedom is in the process of becoming a translational degree of freedom. So, let us say E be the average vibrational energy that leads to bond rupturing, and as per the Planck's equation for the quantum of energy, E vibration can be expressed as product of Planck's constant and vibrational frequency, where h is the Planck's constant and the other term is frequency, and in transition state theory this frequency is taken as the frequency of decomposition of activated complex. As per the classical approach, classical vibrational energy is given by the expression E vibrational equals to kBT, which further becomes equals to R by Na into T, where kB is Boltzmann constant, R is gas constant and Na is the Avogadro's number. Now, equating this energy expression obtained classically with the quantum equation given by Planck, we get h nu equals to kBT equals to R by NAT. From this we get the frequency equal to R by HNA into T. Now, substituting this frequency back into the rate expression gives the rate as R upon HNA into T into K into concentration A into concentration B. Now, for the same reaction A plus B giving transition state complex giving products, the classical rate expression is R equals to K equals to concentration A into concentration B. Now, on comparing the rate expression obtained from transition state theory and classical approach, we get the value of rate constant K as RT upon HNA into K. From classical thermodynamics, we know that for a reaction occurring at equilibrium, Gibbs free energy and equilibrium constant are related to each other as per the equation. Delta G naught equals to minus RT ln K, where delta G refers to the change in Gibbs free energy and K refers to the equilibrium constant. Now, if we consider the reaction A plus B in equilibrium with transition state complex, we get delta G naught as G for transition state complex minus G for reactant A minus G for reactant B. Now, rearranging the thermodynamic relation that we have for delta G and K, we get the value for equilibrium constant K as e to the power minus Ga by RT. Now, as we know from classical thermodynamics that delta G equals to delta H minus T delta S, where delta H is the enthalpy change and delta S refers to the entropy change under standard conditions. Now, substituting this delta G expression into the equilibrium constant expression, we get equilibrium constant K naught equals to e to the power minus within brackets delta H minus T delta S upon RT. This further simplifies to the expression K naught equals to e to the power minus delta H naught upon RT into e to the power delta S naught upon R. Now, substituting this into the rate constant expression gives rate constant as K equals to RT upon Na into H into C naught into K. Over here it is important to remember that we are throughout using small k for rate constant and capital K for equilibrium constant. Now, substituting in this rate constant expression, the expression that we have obtained for equilibrium constant in terms of thermodynamic properties, we get rate constant as K equals to RT upon H Na C naught into e to the power minus delta H naught upon RT into e to the power delta S naught upon R. Further simplifying this equation, we get K equals to kBT upon H C naught into e to the power minus delta H upon RT into e to the power delta S naught upon R. This equation is referred to as Eyring equation, and throughout our discussions over here, we have considered only gas phase reactions. The study of these reactions or reaction rates in solution is complicated due to the role of solvent, which we will take up in our subsequent modules. Let us now compare the rate constant expression that we have obtained from transition state theory with that of Arrhenius equation. We did discuss in detail the Arrhenius equation in our earlier module, where we saw that rate constant is expressed in the following manner: K equals to A into e to the power minus EA by RT, and as per transition state theory we obtained the rate constant as RT upon H Na C naught into e to the power minus delta H naught upon RT into e to the power delta S naught upon R. Now, for gaseous systems we know that delta H can be expressed thermodynamically in the manner delta H naught equals to delta U naught plus change in number of moles into R into T. Now, substituting this delta H value in the rate constant expression gives us K equals to RT upon H into Na into C naught into e to the power minus delta U naught upon RT into e to the power delta S naught upon R into e to the power minus change in number of moles. Taking logarithm of these equations and differentiating them with respect to temperature, from Arrhenius equation we get the expression as d ln K by K naught upon dt equals to EA upon RT square, and from transition state theory we get the expression as d ln K by K naught upon dt equals to 1 upon T plus delta U naught upon RT square. On comparing the two, we get the expression as EA upon RT square equals to 1 upon T plus delta U naught upon RT square. Now, from this we get the relation between activation energy and the energy obtained from transition state theory, and the expression that we obtain is of the form EA equals to RT plus delta U naught. And from thermodynamics we know that H is equals to U plus PV. So, at constant pressure we get the expression as delta H naught equals to delta U naught plus P delta V naught. So, EA becomes equals to RT plus delta H naught minus P delta V naught. Now, this equation that we have obtained can be applied to both condensed phase and gas phase reactions. In all, in this module we studied transition state theory. This transition state theory was developed in 1935, and this depicts the formation of transition state complex from reactants A and B as a preceding step for the formation of products. This theory essentially assumed that the collisions are responsible for a chemical reaction. An equilibrium exists between the reactants and the transition state complex, and the reaction coordinate describing the conversion of transition state complex to product can be mapped out on a single degree of freedom of transition state complex. And if product formation involves the breaking of a bond, then vibrational degree of freedom corresponding to bond stretching is taken as the reaction coordinate. We did discuss that rate constant as per transition state theory depends on two factors: number one, concentration of transition state complex, and secondly, the frequency of decomposition of transition state complex, and this is expressed in the manner R equals to frequency into concentration of the transition state complex. In all, we obtained a rate constant expression following classical thermodynamic approach, which is of the form K equals to RT upon H Na C naught into e to the power minus delta H naught upon RT into e to the power delta S naught upon R. And we also compared Arrhenius equation and transition state theory rate constants, where we obtained the equation or the relation between activation energy and the energy obtained from transition state as EA equals to RT plus delta U naught. In subsequent module, we will talk about the statistical approach to understand transition state theory.